cat. I love every kind of cat. I just wanna hug all of them, but I can't hug every cat. Can't hug every cat. So anyway,
Hey guys, it's Lauren. I'm the Cat Lady Stitcher. You might notice that I'm looking in a different direction today. I thought I'd try to swap things up and get as much of the natural light that I can from the windows before the rain comes. So we'll see. I may have to turn the light on that's above me, which is fine, but natural light's always better. I'm back again. Thankfully it's not like over a month this time in between. So yeah, hopefully you guys saw, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that my BFF, Kathleen, who's been on some of my videos, started her own Flosstube channel. So I will bring that back out to the end because I'm gonna shout her out here at the end. I actually wrote notes today. I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, okay, sorry. So, what have I been up to? It's been a busy couple of weeks. Shortly after I did my last video was the Alzheimer's live sale for Bendy Stitchy Michelle Garrett. And I made a whole day of it, like a whole weekend of it. Kathleen and I watched from her house and we basically sat the entire day that she was doing the sale. It was a few hours, but like we spent most of the day. Oh my gosh, Charlie is getting into the sink and it's distracting me. I'm sorry. Charlie, get down. If you hear a loud noise, that's why. We spent most of the day just kind of watching the live sale and seeing her Instagram posts and trying to get as much of stuff that we could. It was a lot of fun. If you haven't already checked out Bendy's D-Stash for her Alzheimer's fundraiser, she, I think, still has stuff there and is still somewhat posting some things that are left. And it's on Instagram at Bendy Stitchy D-Stash. So you should check her out because it goes towards a good cause. My grandmother suffered from dementia. I don't think it was actually Alzheimer's, but that's what she finally succumbed to, and so it's definitely something that's near and dear to my heart. So I was more than happy to buy cross-stitch stuff from Michelle in honor of my grandma and for Alzheimer's research. So that's what we did that one day. The following week, however, she was posting anything that didn't go through the sale on Instagram because if you guys didn't catch it, she had hundreds of items, a lot of really great stuff that people had donated, which is amazing. And because she was only able to get through like a third of it on the live sale, she was posting on Instagram. Well, the following weekend was the Moon River Music Festival in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's put on by Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors. Drew and Ollie Holcomb put it on, and literally like just about everybody that plays at the festival is like my favorite kind of music. So Kathleen and I went to that and Michelle was getting towards some of the designers that I was wanting to purchase. And so like the whole weekend we were at the festival and I'm over here on my phone, like listening to music and trying to refresh her Instagram page to see if she'd posted stuff. It was an adventure. It was fun. So that was something that we did. One other thing, I think I mentioned before that to you guys, Kathleen and I basically just are always together. So I've mentioned to you guys before that I have a photography degree and Kathleen also has a photography minor. And so we have not shot film in quite some time. And so we were really wanting to do that. It's not Stitchy related, but just bear with me for a second because I just am very excited about it. We asked one of our friends if she would like come take pictures with us and let us, you know, photograph her or whatever. So we did that, was it last weekend? I think maybe 2 weekends ago. It's been a really busy month. And that was a lot of fun. And so I haven't seen the results of that yet because I haven't sent the film off to get developed because it is expensive, but I'm just very excited and proud of my camera. So I'm gonna show you my favorite, my baby. This is what we used. She borrowed one of my other cameras to shoot film with. I have a couple. So if you're somewhat so inclined and interested, feel free to look up and check out my twin lens reflex camera. It's called a twin lens reflex because you look through this camera lens, but the photo is taken out of this one. So there's no mirror like you would see in normal cameras today. It just, the viewfinder is in this one, and the actual exposure comes through that one. And it's one of those that you look through the top and look through, you can't really see, well, you can see the fan actually. It's upside down and backwards. See if I can put my hand, it's very out of focus. But you, let's see. That's so weird. Anyway, that's what you look through. So you look down and you can adjust here. So that's my baby. Most favorite camera that I own. I do have digital cameras. I have, well, one that, anyway, unrelated to stitching, but just wanted to throw it out there that I also enjoy photography, and I'm very excited to see these shots come out. This is the film. So this has 12 pictures on it to give you an idea of how expensive this is. I shot 1 roll of color film, which is this one, and 2 black and white, and Kathleen shot 1 that was black and white. And to get this sent off, developed, and scanned and processed for all 4, it's like $80. So it's gonna be a hot minute before that gets done. But in the meantime, I did take a couple of pictures just from my phone while we were out and about, so I'll insert those here for you to take a look at. Okay, so those are just some fun pictures that we took of our friend while we were out and about that day. So once I ever, or if I ever get this developed, I'll share them with you. You can check them out on my Instagram. Or here, whatever. All right, let's get into stitchy stuff. Enough about non-stitching things. So I've been trying to swap things up. So I've got a couple of finishes and a couple of whips to show you guys today. So my first finish, I think last time I showed you all of the stuff that I got in my stash from when I was in North Carolina, and I went to Sassy Jack Stitchery. One of those was my first ever Lizzie Kate, and I stitched this bad boy up in about 3 days, and it's Halloweeny by Lizzie Kate. Oh, that's like, let's see. Let's try this. There we go. So this was my first Lizzie Kate. I basically substituted just about everything for colors that I had in my stash from both Color and Cotton and Victorian Motto Sampler Shop threads because I didn't have any of the called for, and I love the way it turned out. It did come with the fabric and finishing material to make it into a little pillow, so that's I need to do that. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. But my first Lizzie Kate, I love it. It was a lot of fun to stitch. First time using buttons here. I'm trying to point from the back like you can see my finger behind it. He's supposed to have googly eyes, so like it looks correct, but it still kind of weirds me out a little. But look how pretty these colors are. I really like this one up here. I should have written down what colors I used, but I don't remember. It was just literally whatever that I had. If you really want to know, message me and I can dig through my stash and find out, but they're 99% of these are from Victorian Motto. Okay, and then I worked a little bit on it and a forest grew, like hardly any at all, but I did work on it, so I'm gonna show you what I did do. I put in a couple of like trees that don't have trunks yet. Finished the tree, no, it's not finished. It has like 3 stitches left. Almost finished the tree that holds my initials, and I put my initials in. So I will show you, ooh, wow, okay. Show you that. So basically what you see here is what I worked on last. I had already done this, but I did these trees here, this tree I was working on, and then I did the initials. So I didn't really do too much on this. I attempted to use the, what's it called? Little Tiny Decisions app. I have like no self-discipline. I would I would spin the wheel and it would land on something. I'm like, I don't want to work on that. So I would just keep spinning it until it landed on something that I actually did want to stitch. You know, but I did actually, in fact, stitch on a few different things. So it did get me to do that. And that's just 32 count cream linen from like Hobby Lobby or whatever brand they have there. And then my Harry Potter pillow sampler, which I'm so close, guys, to being done on this. I really need to pull it back out again. I might work on this one today because I'm kind of getting tired of Hawk Run Hollow. I've spent a lot of time on that. You'll see there's a lot of progress on that one. I need a break from it. So I may pull this one out and work on it today because I've got some free time. So this is the whole thing. Let's see if I can. This is the bottom corner. So you can see I just have to go across and just finish this like bottom section. It's like the last row of pages. So this is what I worked on. Those leaves, that motif in the bottom, the Deathly Hallows, and I don't think that I had done the time turner. But last time I showed you, I don't remember, but I know I recently worked on that. So I did the time turner and then the two spells, Expelliarmus and Ridiculous. And then like this frog. So I got quite a bit done on that as well. So I'm very close to being finished on this. And this is just a raw linen, again, I think from like Hobby Lobby. And it's either 28 or 32. I think it's 32, but I'm not 100% sure. And this is all just DMC. And then last but not least, my videos are not as long anymore, guys. I don't know how I like talked so much to myself before. It's like I think of things to talk about and then I don't know what the deal is, but now I'm just like not as chatty as the first few videos that I had. Maybe I should attempt to do like a stitch with me or something and use one of those like tags to have things to talk about. We'll see. Okay, last but not least for my whips is Hawk Run Hollow. It's the map of Hawk Run Hollow. Let me get the picture. This is my lovely cat project bag. This is project bag number 2 that I made back in the day. I need to make some more. I've got fabric, but I just haven't done it. It's very kitschy. I love kitschy cat stuff. Look at these cats just like frolicking in the garden. And that one's like pouring some water, and that one's in a pot, not a teapot. Anyway, it doesn't match my project whatsoever, but I only have 2 project bags. I have 3 project bags made, and you know, whatever. Okay, so sad story. Let me just throw this out there. I took this with me. Map of Hawk Run Hollow was the only thing I brought with me to Moon River Music Festival because it's an outdoor festival. You can just chill, bring stuff in with you. I was gonna work on it if it wasn't too hot. Well, we did do that. However, it decided to rain off and on a couple of times, and it was in the project bag and in a backpack, but it still got a little damp, so it's like all wrinkly now, which really bums me out because I was gonna like resell it or, you know, whatever when I was done with it, but it's definitely not sellable now. So I don't know what I'll do with it. I might pass it. Anyway, it's not that bad. It's just like wrinkly. You can see it. So this is Map of Hawk Run Hollow, my first Hawk Run Hollow piece. I really like it a lot. I've enjoyed it immensely, and especially on the fabric that I've got for it and the count of the fabric. I mean, everything about it I just love. So I'm stitching it on Vintage Meadow Rue 40 count by Lakeside Linens. And this, I'm almost done with page, well, it's not page 1, but it's like the page the first page I'm working on. Oh gosh, hold on. Let's do this. It's like a shadow from the phone. So that's how far I've gotten so far. I finished all of the river on that page, and the bridges are just really cute. I mean, and the corn, I just love everything about it. I don't know if I can get this up close. I look ridiculous trying to avoid that shadow there, but it's not really avoidable, so I'm sorry. Trying to see if I can get it up close so you guys can see the stitches, but that's about as best as I can do. And of course my Accio needle minder that I use for everything. About the one good thing that came out of the kit that I bought for that Harry Potter class schedule sale, because I haven't touched that one in months. Don't get me started on that. I'm halfway tempted to actually finish it with my own designs, but that's just a lot of work. So that's all of the stuff that I've worked on. And I think when I showed it to you guys last time, I only had this part done and like a little bit of the river. Because I started like somewhere right up here. No, I started down here. So I think I only had like the Hawk Run Hollow banner stitched and like maybe a couple of other little things. So I've done a lot on this over the last couple weeks. Like it's pretty much all I've been working on. And I'm finally kind of burnt myself out on it for the time being, so I'm gonna swap it out and work on, I think the pillow is probably what I'll do this afternoon. I mean, I did work on that Lizzie Kate for those few days, and then, oh, I have another finish, and because it's not with me, I forgot to actually mention it even though I wrote it down. So it's one of the things, well, I'll just mention it when I get to my stash, which is next anyway. So we're gonna go into stash. I got a few things from the Alzheimer's Live sale and from her D-Stash Instagram. One of the things that I got was my first Bent Creek pattern. I think it's called like Snow Hill or... I'm not even going to try to tell you what the name of it is because I know I'm wrong. Let me see if I still have it or if I left it at my desk. I think I left it. But I'm going to insert a picture here of the finished result because I stitched it up in like a day and a half at work the other day. And it's super cute. And it came with all of the called for threads minus one, which I just substituted out for, I think, a color and cotton that I had. I'll have to double check. But here's the Bent Creek. Isn't that so cute? It's tiny. It's like two by 2 inches. It's like this big. It's very small. So what I just did is folded the extra fabric around the back, and then I just used a magnet on my desk and just stuck it up there. I may finish it into something. I say that, but I haven't finished anything really. So as in like FFO. But I like it there on my desk, and it's like perfect timing. I still need, oh, I should have gone to Hobby Lobby today. Oh, maybe I'll still do that because I've got the, oh my gosh, let me just, speaking of cats, which was what I was about to say. Look at those cutie pies over there. Come say hi, Luna. They're so snuggly. I just love them. I can't help it. I'm such a cat mom. Okay, anyway, I need to frame my spooky cat, Halloween cats, because it's halfway through September and I haven't even FFO'd it. I think I'm just gonna put it in a frame and with Matt. So I'm gonna, I'm totally going to, I've been out. I've left the house twice today already. And I was planning on staying in until I have to go babysit tonight. But maybe I'll do that before I babysit. I think that's gonna have to happen. Okay, so that was my first, I did not ask her for her help. I'm not even gonna say the name, but it's the one that starts with an A and ends with Lexa. I didn't even say the whole thing.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either because I didn't say your name. Anyway, I got a couple of other things. Luna, don't you dare knock that over. Luna. She might knock over the phone. because when doesn't she? Also, I'm wearing contacts today for the first time in like 6 months. I'm gonna have to do, I'm kind of digging it. But I also just like the being able to go to bed at night without having to worry about taking my contacts out. That's totally, don't. She's crawling all over my stuff. Come say hi if you're that worried about saying hello. Oh, okay. Don't crawl all over the table. Stop it. Luna, look. Say, let everyone see your pretty face. Oh, you're so sweet. So sweet. Okay. Okay, purchases. Sorry, guys. So I got a free graph pattern called, well, I mean, I paid for it because she kitted it up, but it's from Elizabeth's Designs. It was originally a free pattern called Welcome. I don't think I'm actually going to use the pattern itself. Honestly, I just wanted the fabric and the floss that came with it. It was totally worth it for what I paid for it. So, oh, that doesn't go in here. Hold on. I can't show you the chart because there's no picture of it. It's just a chart, but it came with this nice little piece of fabric, which is like a good size for a small or like an ATC if I ever were to make one. But it also came with some DMC, excuse me, and Weeks Dye Works Concord. It does very much look like grape juice. That's pretty. The Bent Creek that I bought, the finish that I had, that was one of those, and it came with the fabric and the floss. I've never used Weeks Dye Works floss before. Now, I think that I've used some of their fabric, maybe. Could be wrong, but I absolutely am in love with the variegation in these flosses. And it used so little of all of them in the pattern that I have a ton left, like almost all of it left because that pattern was so small. So this is, I have no idea what this is, but I love the word Schneckly. Weeks Dye Works Schneckly. Look at that pretty variegation. It's like a beautiful mustard yellow. I just love that. And then also Weeks Dye Works Charcoal, which has a lot of variegation in it actually, but it's kind of hard to see. See if I can. You're not gonna be able to see it, but it's not just black. I mean, it's got like hues of green and brown in it as well. It's just hard to see. And then one of the other colors, whoever kitted this up and donated it, they didn't have the color called for, so they substituted it for White Lightning, which I used for all of the snow, so it like worked out perfectly. And it's super pretty as well. It's a nice gray and white. So the variegation in that was perfect for snow on that little pattern. Because obviously snow's not always white, pure white. There's always, you know, debris in it or whatever. So the different tones, this is all tangled. It was very pretty. And then last but not least is Brick, which I don't know if it was used for, I don't think it was used for the house or anything. I don't remember, but there we go. There we go. That's real pretty too. I'm obsessed. I'm converted to Weeks Dye Works floss, fancy floss. I have no idea what kind of linen this is. The pattern calls for 28 count. So if this was kitted up, which it looks to have been kitted up as called for, then it's 28 count light sand casual linen, which I tend to believe. This looks like light sand. Okay, this part of my apartment's a bit of a mess, but I have to show you what Luna just did. I don't know if you can see her. Luna, what did you do? What have you got around your neck? Somehow she managed to get this feather toy that I have for them and somehow get it around her neck, and she's walking around because she can't get it off. These cats are very entertaining. Never a dull moment with them. And then I've got 2 other things of fabric. And then that's all I got for stash haul. This one is 28 count. I just broke that. 28 count purled barley linen. I think it's lakeside linen. I'm assuming that's what lake means on this. It's a nice size and a pretty. I did not say your name. Nothing I said sounded like that just now. I don't know if y'all can hear the beeping, but she keeps picking up. Anyway, it's a nice neutral, which I have a lot of patterns that I use for neutrals, so I'm very pleased with that. And then this one I'm excited about too. It is Picture This Plus doubloon, 28 count casual linen. I'm saying a lot today. I don't know what the deal is. I had all this nice and neat up in here because my bag was a mess. I was toting it around in my bag that I take stuff to work in, but anyway, look at this. I'm starting to think I'm gonna need to join a Fabric of the Month club. Okay, that's really washed out. It's much more yellow than that. There we go. That seems about true right there. That's a good size too. I mean, I could easily do a couple things on this if I'm not doing anything big. If you guys are in any kind of Fabric of the Month club, let me know what your favorite is and why, because I'm considering joining one because I'm in a couple of floss clubs and I have like way more floss than I know what to do with, but like no fabric. So let me know what kind of fabric clubs that you are in because I'm considering one. That's probably crinkly. And then last but not least, I got another Lizzie Kate. There I go again. This was a super whim just because I wanted some Lizzie Kate. I don't have any of the other ones of this, but it is the July and August Lizzie Kate yearbook. So it's those two. Which now I'm wondering if I even want to stitch these or not. It's not one of my favorites that I've seen of hers, but I do like Lizzie Kate. But then I have to get all of the other ones because obviously I only have 2 of 12. So we will see. But it did come with the charms, which is nice. I'm not gonna take that off. I was gonna show it to you, but. So that's all I've got for stash. Mostly, I think all of it was from the Bendy Stitchy sale for her Alzheimer's walk. And okay, I lied. I have one more thing from like forever ago that I never showed you guys, which I don't think I'm gonna. I don't know what my problem is. I've been buying stuff on a whim and then deciding once I get it that I'm like, meh, I don't think I want this anymore. When I bought the fabric for my Halloween cat from 123 Stitch, I was like, well, I can't just buy one thing. I gotta buy something else. And this is when I was first like buying some Halloween stuff, and I was like, yes, all the Halloween. So I got this Prairie Schooler. It's called Cats, Bats, and Witches. But I'm starting to think it's just not for me. So I may sell this actually on like one of the D-stash pages just for like the price that I got it for. Because I don't think I'm gonna stitch it. I've got too many Halloween things now for my taste. But it's the Prairie Schooler book number 174, if that means anything to you. I know that they have some kind of reason. It says, hey ho for Halloween, pumpkins everywhere, cats and bats and witches are flying through the air. Sorry, I was reading that backwards. So it comes with the main pattern, but then also it comes with this little pattern as well in the corner, which is cute. So yeah, that is my stash finishes, whips, all of the above. And then last but not least, I do have one shout out that I mentioned very briefly at the beginning. Kathleen, my good friend, that we have traveled the world together, we work together. I'm at her house multiple days of the week. She gave me a key to her house, so moving on up in the friendship realm there. If we didn't work together, we'd live together at this point, but it's just one of those things. If we see that much of each other, we'd probably murder each other in our sleep. So anyway, Kathleen has a Flosstube. I didn't even know that she was interested in filming Flosstube until Corey, Silent Stitcher, texted me one day and was like, hey, do you think Kathleen would ever do one? And I was like, I don't think she's interested. Like, I mean, I know I think she's gonna do like maybe an Instagram, because I was trying to convince her to do that for a while, just have a separate Instagram so she could post just cross-stitch stuff. And then I mentioned it to her. She was like, actually, I kind of wanted to, but I didn't want to like step over on your toes, because that's your thing. I'm like, psh, that's not my thing. I don't own cross-stitch YouTube channels. Like, I don't own the world of Flosstube. You can make a Flosstube. So she put together her own logo, and she set up an Instagram account and made her first video already. Like, she's on top of it, and she'll probably be more regular about posting than me, because she's been wanting to do something similar to this for a long time. So you should check her out. Her YouTube channel is called Geek Floss. I think it's 2 words, Geek Floss. She is a huge geek, self-proclaimed, but also by me. I tell her that she is one. So her channel, I think, is going to be a mixture of, you know, cross-stitch things, but also all of things geekdom. She loves Dungeons and Dragons. So if you are a D&D fan, I'm sure you will find some discussion there about it. She'll be posting other things on her channel as well. So you should definitely give her a shout out. Well, not a shout out. You should go give her a check. You should go check her out, but then, you know, comment or whatever, just say hi if you stop by. It would mean the world to both of us. And speaking of that, on the last note, I got recognized for the first time ever. I only have like 200 followers, but it was a weird thing. So when we were in Moon River Music Festival, Kathleen was meeting up briefly. She found out one of her old college friends was there, and so she was like, hey, do you care if like I go hang out with her for a couple of the sets or whatever? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Well, at the moment, I was like introverted, and I was like, no, I don't want to hang out with your friend. I don't know her. But then I was like, okay, I guess like my mood changed. If you're an introvert, you get it. So I went to meet her, and we were talking, and then they went off to do a meet and greet because her friend had a VIP pass to go do a meet and greet. And when they got back, Kathleen was like, I have got to tell you that this is the most exciting thing that has happened. And I'm like, what? Did you meet somebody else? I was thinking it was related to the meet and greet, and she was like, no. So her friend, and I'm sorry if you're watching this, I've already forgotten your name. I'm terrible with names, but she was trying to learn how to cross stitch and had been looking up cross stitch videos on YouTube, I guess. And she came across my videos, and she said that when she first met me at the festival, she was like, she looks so familiar. Like, do I know her? Have I met her from somewhere? And when her and Kathleen got to talking about, you know, catching up, what they were doing, and Kathleen mentioned that her best friend had a Flosstube channel, she was like, that's how I know your friend. I watched her Flosstube this week. Small world. Crazy. Anyway, I just thought it was funny. Pretty exciting. Or not. I mean, I thought it was kind of exciting and awkward because I'm really weird about that kind of stuff. I just don't know how to talk to people. I'm so bad at small talk. So that was really fun. And I'm already at 33 minutes. So that's a lot better than I've done in recent weeks, I feel like. So that's all I've got. I'm just rambling at this point. I hope you guys have a great week and happy end of summer. I think today's supposed to be the official first day of fall. I'm September 22nd. All I know is September, it's finally fall, and it finally feels like it outside today. Like it's cooled off immensely, and it's amazing. So anyway, I hope that you enjoy your week, get a lot of great stitching done. Check me out on Instagram if you haven't already. I would appreciate it so much if you would subscribe and like this video, and follow me on Instagram to keep up with me if I don't post quite as frequently here on YouTube. I'm posting all the time on Instagram. Have a great day. Talk to you guys later.
The kind of cat I just wanna hug all of them, but I can't get hug every cat.